Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. So, you know how this works. Um, I saved Jason for last, and then a couple times I sat down and started to do it, and then I just kept hearing no, no. Right now he's saying, okay, it's time, let's go. So that happens occasionally, so I will put the reading off for a little bit, and there's always a reason. I never know what it is, but it usually comes up and they go, oh, it's his birthday today, or, one of those kind of things, like a special event. Don't know what the reason. So anyway, that's why I put his off a little bit. And I say the best for last. I love Jason. He's so cool. So anyway, don't forget, this is not an exact science. He's a I'm hearing ding dong, I'm hearing ding-a-ling. Um, he's singing Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead, which the Wizard of Oz song. I don't. Somebody was singing that the other day in a reading, and it's because somebody kind of nasty in the family had died. I don't. I don't think that's what he means, and I don't like it when they do things like that. It's his show. He knows best. He's singing the Wizard of Oz song. Let's get him off of it. It's making my ear itch. Usually it's Bob on this side. It makes my ear burn, but it's itching like crazy. So anything that happens to me during a reading, So watch for that itchy, itchy, itchy. And when my ears itch, it's always this one. So don't know the significance. It's not my job to know. That used to drive me crazy. Ah, Okay. Man, he was chattering at me the other day, and now I don't remember a damn thing he said. So we'll see if he follows through and brings it back up. Okay, so as I'm asking him to start chattering, he draws my eyes fortune cookie. Do not let great ambitions overshadow small success. Don't know exactly. So don't forget the little successes. And I couldn't take my eyes off of it. He drew my eyes down there. So you might have great ambitions out there, but don't forget the little successes along the way that get you to that great ambition. I don't remember the other two readings, but it seems like you were getting lectured a little bit on stepping forward or something. I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago. So that's a big one because I couldn't pull my eyes off of it, even though it was mine. And see, I forget about the little things along the way and they are successes. They just might be small, but they'll get you to the big one. Anyway, enough of that. Okay, so he comes up behind me and he's kind of standing here. And I know these cameras evidently aren't good enough because I've never heard anybody say, oh, I can kind of see the wavy lines or the energy there or a shadow or light or... So evidently it's just my camera. But anyway, he's behind me, so he puts his arm around my shoulder and got one... I'm trying to describe it the way he's doing it because that's the way you'll feel it. Like standing back here, he's got his arm around on this shoulder. He tried to grab my hand. He's got the other hand over here, and he's hugging. He's hugging in. So you should feel that. So it's kind of like I feel his head kind of pressed against the back of my head, like when he hugs. Hugging somebody from the side. He's bringing you lots of love, peace, and courage. Great successes are coming your way. They're all about pushing you forward. He's calling you a scaredy cat. You can achieve many things without fear. And I always tell people, I don't practice what I preach, but I always tell people, fear is only an emotion. It's only an emotion. Get through that emotion, or set it aside, or we learn to take our ego and set it in a chair, give it a name. The hell was mine? Alice or something. Give it a name, set it in a chair, and tell it to stay there. Separate it from you. Do it visually. So set that fear over there. I kind of got rude with mine. Tell her, shut up, stay there. He says that goes for me too. I know. He says you're just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Something about looking at the clouds. He says, look at the clouds. He's not talking to me. I don't see any right now. Look, he wants you to look at the clouds, or maybe you just recently were looking at the clouds. No, he says, no. Look at the clouds. He wants you to imagine yourself standing on top of a cloud. Don't know why. Why don't you imagine yourself standing on top of a cloud, jumping up and down, throwing your arms out. Don't know what this has anything to do with, but they know best. Find that connection. That peace. I know when I actually take time out to actually look at a cloud, I have a special place I go, and if I lay back and just sit there and look at the clouds, it's like total peace, almost total surrender to, I'm not sure what, but maybe the peace of it. He's got some kind of connection here with you and seeing yourself standing on this cloud. So anyway, he knows best. He's pretty damn smart. Right now he's boogieing. I don't know why he's bouncing around. Lighthearted, happy-go-lucky. Oh, now he's staring right in my face. I love his eyes. That's what, the first time I saw his picture, his eyes mesmerized me. It's like I could look into his soul, or he could look into mine. Oh shit. I will allow that. So I don't know if you have seen his face and been mesmerized with his eyes since he left, or if that's going to happen. Or maybe you just need to visualize it. That's it. I've noticed before, he's pretty damn smart. Accept his energy, which I just did, and I don't usually do that. So I don't know if you're kind of blocking it out, or you're afraid to, or there's that fear again. I don't let him get in my bubble, but he just got in mine, and I told him it was okay. That's unusual for me. He wants you to do that too. And sometimes it's a good thing. Like, I was walking forward one time, and Bob was standing there, and I literally walked into his energy, and it was like the most wonderful vibrating, like, woo. experience. I think Jason's wanting to do that. Usually I would tell somebody, don't let him in your bubble. Don't do, it's not your energy. But this is different. And you can trust him. It's pretty awesome, dude. Okay, now he sat down and I can't get my foot that high. And do it again. Okay, sat down, and actually I'm sitting that way right now. I've got my right foot on top of my left leg, but he's got the bottom of his right foot turned up, and he's looking at the bottom of his right foot. He's really, really looking at he's really got his foot twisted up where he can see the bottom of his right foot. I don't know if you're having trouble with your right foot. Maybe you stepped in something with your right foot. Why he's looking so intently at the sole of his shoe. He says you feel him walking beside you. You feel him walking around you. You feel his presence when he's in the room. You know he's there. He just put a crown on his head and goes, I am the king. Yes, I am. I am the king shit. He's laughing. Harbor. Something about harbor. Harboring. And I hear harboring a fugitive. It's not like a harbor where a ship lands. It's like harboring something. Harboring. Now I'm a little confused. That's not hard to do. And from harboring to a city, he's just jumping around. Somehow those two are tied in together, so hopefully that'll click with you. I hear citizen. Don't know why he's throwing words out like that. He's confusing me today. Okay, so now he gets on his hand. He's on his knees. He's going like this, and he's looking up. And he said you need to be more grateful for the small things in life. Do not have enough gratitude for the little things. And he's showing an ant crawling by. Now, I don't know that we're going to be grateful for an ant, but he's talking about the little bitty things. He says you're worried too much about the bigger things, and you're not grateful enough about the little tiny things that you should be grateful for. I need to quit smoking. Excuse me. He's still showing these little ants like on the sidewalk. And somebody comes along with their big foot and they're getting ready to step on the ant. And somebody comes and grabs the foot and pulls it back and says, do not squash their dreams. It's like he's representing that the little ant are the little dreams that you have for your life. And somebody's always coming along and trying to step on them and squash them. And I can't tell if it's him. If he's the one grabbing the shoe. It probably doesn't matter. You need to stop letting them squash your dreams. You need to stop say it again. You need to stop allowing them to squash your little dreams. And then he shows like the little dreams and he makes them into this big ball. He said they'll turn into something big. All those little dreams. Stop letting people step on your little dreams. Oh, good grief, this is getting cryptic. Because they will all turn into the big thing. It's kind of like, I think he's trying to say it's kind of like the baby steps. You know, we need to keep taking baby steps toward our big dream. Because if we don't, we just sit here, it'll never happen. You got to take all those little baby steps, all those little dreams to get to the big dream, and they'll all turn into a big. Does that make sense? I know what he's trying to say. I kind of like that. I've never seen it like that. He says, I got your back, and you know that. Say hi to, there was a young man that got a reading with Jason, his friend, whatever. Why don't you say hi to him for him? Tell him, tell the young man that he loves him and that he hangs out with him, whether he knows it or not, that he feels safe and loved there. Still, tell mom hi. And somebody else feels like a cousin. I believe your cousin's with him. Somebody else that feels like a cousin, one of his cousins. So I guess it would be one of your cousins. I don't know the way families get all intermingled. Another female that he was close to, or felt like there was a connection. Said something about swashbuckling. You don't even know exactly. You have to look that one up. I'm not even sure how to describe it. Swash. I can't say it. Swashbuckling. New teeth. Don't know how that applies. There's a reason for every single thing they show or say, even if we don't get it right now. Now, I don't know if this is because this is inauguration day and I just watched this, but I'm seeing why he would be showing me this. Maybe it's coming from me. I don't know. So I'm just going to put a disclaimer out there. Um, the official plane of the President of the United States, and it's just taken off and it's climbing, it's flying. And now I just watched Trump leave in that, so that's why I'm putting a little disclaimer in there. He says, no, it's not for him. So I don't know, maybe you watched it too. Maybe you just watched it. He's not saying why he's showing this, but I trust him. He's in my kitchen. He's in my kitchen rattling around. Not rattling yet. Well, he's walking around my kitchen. He's over by my crock pot. He's over in the corner of my kitchen and he's going like this. Here I am. He's facing me. He's opening the silverware drawer, not physically. And he's rattling the silverware in the drawer. So you should hear that. And I think you've probably seen this enough times that you know that probably not in the same room when it happens. Not usually. So look for it to get disorganized, or you'll be, walk into the next room and you'll hear rattling, like silverware rattling. That'll be him. He's coming back in here. some kind of sweet smell, like smell of sweet flowers or something. He's bringing you flowers. You're going to smell them. He's bringing you a bouquet of what looks like wildflowers, and they smell very sweet. So you should get that smell in, and you probably know we can be in Walmart in your car. Doesn't matter where you're at, you get that smell of sweet flowers. Know that that's him letting you know he's there. Something about an abundance of love. He's bringing you an abundance of love. So when you smell those flowers, he's bringing you an abundance of love. He's showing you like sitting on a couch. You're sitting Indian style. You have like a spiral notebook, like a you can't see, just that's the way he's shown anyway. It's open. You've got a pen. So you've either just done this, he wants you to do something. He wants you to write down your checks and balances. He's not talking about checks like a checkbook. He's not talking about money. But I don't know why he's calling it checks and balances. Like the good and the bad. It's feeling more like the good and the bad, the debits and credits. So he's wanting you to sit down by yourself and write down good things. And he says, then your fears. Write down good things, write down your fear of it. Your fear why you can't do it, your fear what's stopping you, your fear. He said pretty soon when you look at the fear side of it, you'll figure out they're all pretty much the same. And it's not that big. It's not that big a horse to tackle, he says. Oh, he's tapping me on the head going, you too, Rhonda, you can do it too. It's not as big a horse as you think. Most people don't use the term horse. He says, what do you want me to say, mountain? He's kind of got sarcastic. Sorry, shouldn't question him. I trust him. Don't know why he's wanting me to do this. I have no idea. Like you're going around and around and around and around and around. It's like I want to move my head in a circle. Going in a circle. He said you have to straighten that line out. Quit going in a circle. Straighten it out. Go straight. So you must have some big dream or big intention that you're dragging your feet about, because it seems like one of your other readings was, like I said, I can't remember them. So they're all trying to tell you, go for it. You're beautiful. Inside and out. I always trusted you. Now trust me in return. I won't steer you wrong. He says, only when I would trick you when you were little and push you down. And he's talking like little, pretty little. He's laughing. He said when you guys are really, really little, he would get you to trust him, and then he would pull a prank or push you down or have some kind of trick up his sleeve. He said, not now. I won't do that to you now, I promise. So Trust me. He said it was fun being kids with you. You were the one person he looked forward to seeing when families got together. And he says he still looks forward to seeing you when he pops in. I'm never far away. And he comes back over and hugs me with that same kind of sideways hug like he did before. Pushes his head, lays his head up against me here, his cheek. So you'll probably feel the warmth or the tingling or something. Oh, he got quiet. He says you've been too busy. You've been too busy with the real world. He wants you to get back to your center, to your soul, to your spirit. You've been making it last on your list, last on your priorities. He says you say something like, "Oh, I'll get to it later, or I'll do that later." He says you're too worried about the material world, and he says that doesn't mean shit. He wants you to get back to your spirit, and it's like he's standing in front of you, and he's digging in your body, like pulling things out of the way, because there's so much clutter and stuff to like get to the center chakras in there, that in your stomach area. That's at least that's the way he's showing it. Trying to find it. He said you need to clear the clutter. Get in there and push that shit to the side and find it. And then all will be right with the world. I don't know. Have you been involved in politics? Is that why we saw the airplane? He's saying it's not MAGA, it's make yourself great again. He wants you to go in your memories, go back to your childhood and remember when you weren't worried about paying the bills and what everything was doing out there in the material world. He wants you to go back to when things were life was simple. You didn't have all those other worries. All you worried about was yourself, whether you got fed, whether you could go play. You didn't have to worry about putting a roof over your head, paying taxes. That's where he wants you to go with this. Everything else will flow. So I don't know if you've just been super tense about like paying bills or what's going on in the world or that kind of stuff, which was actually making you go like this, building a wall, putting all that clutter in there. Just he wants you to go back to when life was simple and think about those feelings and those thoughts. I love you. Make yourself great again. Not that you aren't great now, but he's trying to make you feel free. Just find your heart and soul. That's the only thing that's actually important. Yes, you have to eat. That's the only thing that is truly important in this world. Are you ready for it? Go find it. And then he's showing himself walking hand in hand with you, like walking down the road and you're holding each other's hand. That's the way he plans on doing it. Being right there with you. And now he's showing you, you were walking down this kind of country road, and now he's showing you, you stopped kind of like a, I'm going to say like a mule. You kind of stopped, you planted your feet, and he's trying to drag you. He's trying to drag you. He says you're going kicking and screaming, and you've got your heels totally dug into the dirt, and like, I ain't budging. And he's trying to drag you down the road. He says, "Stop it! Stop digging your heels in." And you're shaking your head. No. He says, "Come walk with me. You'll be surprised." I love you. He's saying, I don't, you're still on this road. Nan and a boo boo, stick your face in doo doo. Is that something you guys used to say to each other when you were younger? Life is cool if you make it that way, if you let it. Alrighty. I don't know if that's something you used to say. Alrighty. Let's rock and roll. Let's get this game started. Here we go round the mulberry bush. He's singing the little rhyme. Here we go round the mulberry bush. The mulberry bush. You don't want me to sing. It's kind of sing-songing it. What are you going to do to make yourself great again? Oop, write that down. Start writing. Start writing. Got that book out again. Start writing what you're going to do to make yourself great again. Put that on your list and put the fear next to it. He goes, yep, yep, yep. He goes, throws his arms up in the air. He goes, okay, I'm done for now. Get busy. You got homework. Homework. He says, make time for it. Like in your head, you've got excuses, but I have to go do the laundry. I have to go do. I have to do. He says, make time for it. He's kind of bitching at you. Okay. He's leaving. I love him. He's always got some unique things. He's just so damn smart. Oh, as he's walking away, he goes, thank you. I do the best I can. But I see things different now. And I can see how things are supposed to fit into place. No, he just told me he loves me. Okay, with that, he's gone. Much love to you, my dear. Thank you for being patient, even though, like I said, don't know why it wasn't the right time. It doesn't matter what somebody pays or whatever. When they say that, then I have to wait a little bit. Today was a day. I heard him say way off there somewhere. Today is a day. Okay, much love to you. Thank you. Always enjoy talking to him. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.